Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeroen Nagel, and I work at the management organization of the CAP in the Netherlands, with a specific focus on the network. So in the former program period, you would say it's the network support unit, but it's a bit differently organized in the Netherlands. I think we are one of the few networks that is participating in the Modern Acres project. Last year, a year and a half ago, when I started in this program, I found this interesting picture about the ACIS, an innovation system. And for me, being educated as an innovation scientist, science and innovation management, I thought it would be interesting to see what kind of theories or structuring there could be possible. So I looked at this national innovation system picture within the top. It's all in Dutch, but the original theory is from Freeman in the US. At the top, politics, policy, and institutions. At the left, you see the research and education, and in the center, this is more technology focused. You see industry, and to the right, market. You would say industry would be the farmer. So I thought let's enrich this picture, what we just saw from ACIS, with researchers, education, organization, advisors, in this picture. It was for me a way of seeing how is it working in the agriculture sector. What could be the agriculture knowledge and innovation system, and it helped say structuring my thinking of what would be the focus and the most important thing to work on within the Modern Acres project, but also of course in our specific objective 10, where a good functioning ACIS is one of the needs as it has been formalized in the National Strategic Plan of the Netherlands. So this is how I combine those pictures, and then the next step is combining another theory. What kind of functions do we need to work on in this innovation system to make it actually function well, to have that good functioning ACIS. This is a theory where I say I grew up with. It's the key functions that you need to realize with all those actors in the innovation system for a successful mission-oriented innovation system. That mission-oriented is a bit added later on. So that middle function of coordination was added later on in this theory. So knowledge development is very important. I think that is at a quite high level. We will see that in the next slide in the Netherlands. Knowledge distribution, market creation. So that's you really need to work on it when you have a new idea. How is demand and supply in balance, and how can you create a market? But also you need to direct that search process. What is the vision? Where do we go to for developing our innovations? Experimenting, of course, we see that especially in the ERP projects, the ERP partnerships, of course, where a farmer is always a part of the project. So it's quite practical experimentation within the ERP project. The mobilizing of resources, so this money, but also other research, and of course, in a lot of innovations, there will be resistance, so you have to counteract on that. So this is called the innovation engine. We sometimes show it like this. All the different radars need to work together to have a successful innovation system in a country. When we looked at the SWOT analysis, it's already a few years old, but this is a part of the NSP. Then you see in the picture to the right that the system is very fragmented. So one of the things which I thought we can improve on is especially focusing on, say, the knowledge distribution when we go back to this model. So that's the reason that we focus on this specific function, key function for the successful innovation system especially with the help of the Modern Acres project. Of course, we have other other activities running as well. But this is why we set up that community of practice around knowledge distribution. So this is a bit of complicated picture, but it's about the partners in the center, the COP of accelerating knowledge flowing. I will elaborate a little bit on these different actors in the next slide, and then I will invite the association for the advisory services to go in depth there. So we see here, say, the national system, and on the right, we see the cross-country community of practices. I just put a print screen of the Synergy Days because one of our members went there. Was it 2 weeks ago in Barcelona? So that's already in place and working, and we exchange what's coming back there. Our next meeting is on November 6th. So in the next organization is in the second ring. They are producer organizations, so that is more that we can interact when we define together what kind of themes and topics we want to bring further. Where do we see the biggest needs? So that these center partners are all essential in the knowledge spreading and knowledge flowing. At the bottom line, you see the different topical COPs. So there are a lot of COPs in the Netherlands already existing, and we would like to bring them into say our field, more on the European level, and connect them and strengthen them with skills of knowledge flowing by the core partners. So that is still the idea to set up. I put in a few possible topics, but that's all in discussion, and of course under discussion. And of course, we are also open for topics to work with. So this is the setup of our community of practice, and these are the core partners at this moment. The Green Knowledge Net, it's originated from the university. The University of Wageningen. All non-academic papers are published there, and also since this program period, beginning of last year, all our ERP projects will enter Green Knowledge Net, and there's also the link with EU Farmbook, for example. So the Green Knowledge Net is the API with Farmbook. VAKnet is the one specifically for a professional network for the agriculture consultants, and the TKI Agri-Food is our top sector of knowledge and innovation. It's public-private and public-private financed, and they are really organized in different missions. So they have about 6 missions, and one of these missions is very much related to the goals of CAP. So that's in the process now. What teams are we intensify our collaboration instead of the first aims on how can we have the collaboration on the knowledge exchange itself. And Groen Pact, the Green Pact, is especially focusing on green education and the labor market, and of course the association of the advisors that is an essential part of the core of our COP. So I would like to invite Paul Daniels of the VAB to explore and explain a bit more what the VAB is doing. This is one intermediate potential new members where we're thinking of is especially on the younger farmers in the Netherlands, and another network that has a very detailed network working with farmers together, and they also use a lot of ERP projects to realize their goals. So that's what we're thinking of. Let's see if they will enter the core of our COP. Sorry, Paul.
Thank you, Jeroen.
I give you the word.
Yes, I will. You put me to work. Thank you very much, Jeroen. Hello to you all. VAB, I'm the project manager and the general secretary of this Association of Agricultural Business Advisors in the Netherlands. Jeroen, you can shift to the next page, please. And as the sheets of Jeroen were already quite complicated, I thought that this one was already complicated, but you see, in the Netherlands, due to about 30 years of privatization, we have an enormous amount of professions, specialties, specific fields of expertise, which is, of course, in other EU member states, often housed in one organization. In the Netherlands, it is housed in many organizations. Varying from big companies to what we call ZZP'ers, independent advisors that work alone without other personnel. The Dutch landscape, as Jeroen also already emphasized, is very fragmented, which makes it quite a complex environment to find the right person at the right moment for the right innovative advice. But on the other hand, a positive thing is that the competition among all these advisors has caused quite some high level of innovation, high level of expertise, knowledge, experience at the practical level of advisors that join the farmers at their kitchen table to provide a solid future to them. The next sheet, please. VAB, as we call it, it was founded in 1997 after the first shifts to privatization, in the longing for a network that brought all advisors back together again and keep the lines between them very short so they keep in touch with one another, and make a broad experience and expertise field towards farmers. At this moment we have almost 650 members, so this bringing together of advisors is actually working, and the mission from already the beginning was to stimulate excellence, to try to be the best of your expertise, assuring the quality of the advisors due to a permanent education system, and the awareness of importance that independence and integrity brings to the field. For this we have the BAS register, we call it BAS, it was actually an excerpt of AKIS in the Netherlands, business advisory system that we are working with. Yes, you were already at the last. To see a little bit of an overview of where our members of the association come from. I have about half to 3/4 is still coming from financial advisory services, financial, economic, strategic thinkers. We see especially growth in more the professions that are at the farm, and entrepreneurial, sustainable entrepreneurship is in the Netherlands very important due to the high competitive landscape in the Netherlands. Also a growing group is the coaches, and that is probably because of the stress of insecurity towards the future that nowadays in the Netherlands is appearing more and more, and yeah, brings quite a lot of stress on the farm and to the farmers. Yes, thank you, Jeroen. We have emphasis from the beginning on knowledge and skill sets for our members. This we stimulate through a few expertise programs like certifications and recognition of in the BAS register, but we also like to bring knowledge and skills ourselves. So in the beginning, we had 20 activities organized by our advisors, by our members, that are working in 5 task groups. They are once per month, twice per month in discussion with the association bureau, which only exists of 2 people in our VAB, to bring themes that are at this moment hot. And then we make inventory who does know most about these topics. And then we create study meetings, trainings, workshops, and all kinds of other activities for our members, by our members. So that is a form of knowledge flow that we provide. But we also, you can go to the next sheet now, we also provide in the market of advisory to quality systems, which is on one side the AB title. This is a certification system in which an advisor can run 3 to 4 years personal ambition plan to bring his expertise to a new level. After these 3 or 4 years, he will gain the AB title, which means in Dutch agricultural company advisor, AB. And then he is really up to in being an integer and independent advisor that puts the importance of his customer first. Another system of quality is the BAS register, and the BAS register actually derives from the AKIS in Europe. And in the Netherlands, we like to complicate the hell out of everything. In the Netherlands, we have made the BAS register in 10 different expertise fields for advisors. So maybe next sheet, and you can see the different expertise fields in which an advisor in the Netherlands can take an oral exam and prove that he is worthy of being in the BAS register. The first 6 are more technical, circular agriculture. You see the various topics that are there. And the last 4, they are very important in the Netherlands because here sustainable entrepreneurship, because of the competition in the market, is very demanding. So sustainable entrepreneurship is also a very important thing in the Netherlands. Yes, thank you. Everything is, of course, falling. Everything is put under permanent education system in which advisors need to prove that they are working on lifelong learning. I mean, you're never finished learning. You have to constantly renew the knowledge that you have and the skills that you have. This we do with points. I think that most other European member states also have this kind of systems. In the Netherlands, it, however, is running through these fields of certification and recognition in the BAS register. The BAS is more focusing on technical skills as an advisor and hard knowledge, while the AB title is more in the fields of skill sets. So no wonder in AB you also find a lot of coaches and mediators. Next slide, please, Jeroen. What we discovered in the Netherlands in the knowledge flow is that it is also due to this privatization and the fragmentation. It is high level, but it is also very disconnected. The knowledge flow is disturbed. And more we are starting realizing why that is. And we want to try to turn it back around, that it is more connected again. The gap mainly in the Netherlands is coming between the theoretical and the practical world. and that is in the next sheet. You can see it a little bit more. We see the theoretical world. We see more like the researchers and the education systems in the Netherlands, like the VAB, but also other schools that are providing the new advisors towards the future, but also are very active in research and development and in projects from Europe or national projects. The practical advisors in the field, they are also high level, but they really need to be made aware that they have to enclose this knowledge. Still, there is a big bridge to build between the theoretical and the practical advisors and the researchers and advisors, because advisors very often, when they have the choice between serving their customers or join into a project, it's very simple. Every hour at the customer brings in twice as much money as in a project. And there you have the big gap that is in between theoretical and practical knowledge at this moment in the Netherlands. VAB tries to build the bridge between these things by also giving permanent education value to participating in projects. But there's more going on than just only the value of permanent education points that registered advisors anyway need. So they need it, but the next sheet, please, Jeroen. We want to create overall stakeholder awareness of the landscape in the Netherlands. And it is, of course, possible that in other member states, private advisors are also appearing more and more. As far as I know, only the Netherlands and a little bit Greece have these very privatized landscapes in advisors. But there are also other member states that see private advisory services becoming stronger or starting to compete with public services. All the stakeholders, whether you're private or public, you have to start realizing what the landscape is about to close this gap and create an equal funding for all. What we see in public services is that these people are most of the time working at government pay, while a private advisor has to make his own money. That's why the private advisor will choose the customer above joining into a project. And I think it needs some political will to see also this gap and try to close this gap by the right kinds of funding. Because in the Netherlands, we can't keep going on running projects only over the theoretical side, the scientific side, because most often it delivers results that eventually on the farm cannot be implemented because they just do not get the right return in the market. And the advisors, they have more feeling with the market because they're immediately connected to it at farm level. So we find it very important that advisors also start joining into the projects. We're trying to build the bridge, and Jeroen, you can take a wrap up on our story.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Paul, to have a bit more in-depth insights into the innovation system and a specific part of the advisory services. I think the Q&A will be after the other two presentations, so I give back the word to Dora.
For further information, you can visit the Modern Acres website at modernacres.eu or do follow us on social media.